What's up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm coming at you guys today with a brand new deck profile. This was actually given to me by a that was left through comment on my Gatekeepers video from Jerome Green, which pretty much was asking if I could run a variation of Gatekeepers involving one of the most unlikeliest combinations that it could possibly have. Which, thanks to the new support that Gatekeepers got in the forms of not only a fusion monster, but in the forms of, fusion support, it actually can work. And I have, some proof to it. And I really did enjoy my live stream showing off this deck. This is Shaddoll Keepers, and it's a combination of both Shaddolls and Gravekeepers, and that was the whole genesis of the conversation. But I'll get into that once I finish the once I'm done through going through the deck. So I'm gonna start with that and then go from there. So for my Shaddoll Keepers, I'm running 3 copies of Gravekeeper Spiritualist. I'm running 3 copies of Gravekeeper Recruiter, 3 copies of Gravekeeper Spy, 2 copies of Commandant, 2 copies of Descendant, and 2 copies of Cleric. For my Shaddolls, I'm running 2 copies of Shaddoll Hedgehog, 1 copy of Shaddoll Falco, 1 copy of Shaddoll Beast, 1 copy of Shaddoll Dragon, and 1 copy of Shaddoll Skelmata. For my spells, I'm running 3 copies of Necro Valley, 3 copies of Throne of Necro Valley, 3 copies of Shaddoll Fusion, 1 copy of El Shaddoll Fusion, and 1 copy of Foolish Burial. For my traps, I'm running 2 copies of Sacred Temples of Necro Valley, 2 copies of Imperial Tombs of Necro Valley, 2 copies of Rite of Spirit, and 2 copies of Shaddoll Core. For my extra deck, I'm rocking 2 copies of Gatekeeper's Esper, 2 copies of El Shaddoll Linda, 1 copy of El Shaddoll Shiginaga, 1 copy of Utopia Prime, and of course, Utopia Lightning for my Utopia set. I'm running a copy of Babushka, the Terribly Tired Tape Eater, a copy of Master Key Beetle, a copy of Gaga Cowboy. For my links, I'm running a copy of Nightmare Phoenix, a copy of Decode Talker, and 2 copies of Wheat Witch's Apprentice. And the side deck stuff is just a whole bunch of the extra cards that I tried to fit in, but I took out cards for space and limitations. Now, this may seem like I said, this is one of the most non, hybrid combination decks that you never thought you'd see. Because Necro Valley, unfortunately, does kill off a lot of decks to work with Gatekeepers. Now, why would I throw in Shaddoll? Well, his explanation was very simple. It is all because of this lady right here. This is Gatekeeper Spiritualist. I think we've talked about Spiritualist before, but I think we really need to talk about Spiritualist's effect as a whole. While Necro Valley's on the field, you can use her and monsters on your side of the field to special summon a spellcaster type fusion monster from your extra deck, who uses not only her as material, but can use the other cards on your field or in your hand as material to summon the fusion monster. Now, what does that lead for me was I really did enjoy, hearing that they were getting not only a fusion monster, but getting a monster to support the fusion. Now, the biggest drawback to her is, of course, well, you'll lose polymerization and stuff like that. Or you don't really have to use polymerization, but what were your other options? And I felt because of how Shaddolls, have so much access to the graveyard and through their effects, that I really didn't need to recover so much. I just needed to keep monsters going. And that's what Spiritualist did, because she has the ability to help me summon Winda. And Winda happens to be one of the biggest issues for a lot of decks, because when Winda came out, this was one of the cards you really had to get over. And if you tried to get over her, there was always Construct, who came right behind her. With TCG not having Construct, it has her a lot of Shaddolls from wanting to play, not to mention the whole restriction to where you can summon your monsters thanks to Master Rule 4. But Winda being here is a great addition to the deck. She's a great monster overall. She can be destroyed by card effects, which is amazing because my opponents would try to torrential. They try to Raigeki, Dark Hole, all those crazy cards, and Winda just stands right there with no fucks given. She just stands there on her. Um, because I think Winda is supposed to be a embodiment of a ritual beast tamer. And I think that's Winda herself with the tamer. I mean, with the creatures that she's taming. So it's just like crazy how full circle that a lot of people aren't really running Shaddolls like that, even though Construct, well, in the OCG, people are running Construct. But TCG, we can't run Construct because unfortunately, Construct's still banned for us. But I wanted to take advantage of Winda, and he was telling me that Winda would be one of my best options because of how floodgate she is. She's pretty much a walking summon limit that can be destroyed by card effect. And that's great because a lot of decks tend to want to summon for a lot of their big link monsters. Of course, you can just destroy her by battle, but if you do that, and let's just say Necro Valley's not on the field and I use El Shaddoll Fusion to summon her, I can just go get El Shaddoll Fusion, or I can go get Shaddoll Fusion. I mean, El Shaddoll, I can get El Shaddoll Fusion, I can use Shaddoll Fusion, make her, she dies, well, I'm going to just get one of the two spells back if Necro Valley's, no longer on the board. And Winda pretty much is good on that factor. Next to her will be Shikinaga, only because Shikinaga has the defense to defend herself, a little bit of offense in her attack stat, but it's just the overall sense that you have this giant lady in her battle, in her opponent's armor, that she literally ripped him apart for, and there's nothing you can do about her because she's going to negate effects and stop you. I do want to thank and just commend the supporting cast of Beast, Skalmata, and Dragon because Falco didn't do anything, honestly. And anytime I really used Hedgehog, I was only using him because Skalmata sent him to the graveyard. It wasn't like Skalmata was reaching out to really do much. I love how awesome the three of them had helped, searching and, sending stuff to the grave and then just being able to watch my monsters, get over stuff and just being able to do things. So thank you, Skamata and Beast, for that. Skamata and Dragon. Beast was just here just to give me hands. I think I'll ever really use Beast's main effect. I always use the Beast's secondary effect where, like, I discard. He was sent to the graveyard, so I just drew off of him. And that was relatively it. In terms of the Gravekeepers, I only regret running 2 Cleric because I didn't get my next build. I'm just gonna drop a Cleric and run 2 Skull and drop Falco and just run 3 run 3 Cleric because I love you, Falco, but Falco, you didn't do much. You didn't really retain to anything. And the one time I wanted you to retain to something, I kind of completely forgot. I don't run Synchro Monsters in here. Which is ironic because after all the stuff, Shaddoll still don't have a Synchro Monster. They have a tuner for it. They just don't have a Synchro Monster. And it would have been a great addition, too, if I had the chance to run it. But I just ended up cutting out a portion of, both Shaddoll support and Gravekeeper support. I think mainly so I just ran little specks of Shaddoll support here and there. But Falco was one of the things that I rather had more Gravekeeper support than I did anything. Because Falco just didn't get enough stuff back for me. And he rarely got himself back thanks to, Necro Valley. In terms of spells, I think everything is pretty much, explanatory. You got Necro Valley to pretty much be your home base. Tombs is either your double summon of a Gravekeeper monster, or it searches for your Gravekeeper monster. 9 out of 10, you're probably going to search for either searching for your spy. You're probably going to search for your commander so you can get to Necro Valley if you haven't drawn into it. Cleric, so Cleric can go off. And yeah, that's about it. Because I think between Spy, Cleric, and um, Spy, Cleric, Commanded, and sorry about that. In Spiritualist, those are pretty much the only ones I really searched for. I didn't have to search for Recruiter because Recruiter can search for Recruiter. And I can just flip Spy to get Recruiter. Or I can summon. No, I can just flip Spy to get Recruiter. I can flip Rite of Spirit. I should have put it in Stealthy, but like I said, this deck had to have its own limitations to really do stuff. I'm gonna try in the next version to add Stealthy. Might give me some advantage there too. Shaddoll fusion, I think, is something I should talk about because I you really did have to deal with monsters from the extra deck, but it did come in handy because I got to send a lot of my Shaddolls to the graveyard to do their effects. I had Cleric to recover my Gravekeepers. I don't think I ever had to use it from. No, I did one time use it from the deck. I think I sent a. I think I sent a Spy. No. I was getting ready to set up a play, and I had a witches. I was setting up for a mass play, and I didn't have enough cards, so I Shaddoll fusion into Winda to help me go into Cleric, or to prepare to go into S two from Cleric into Esper, and that actually won me one of my games. So, excuse me. It was a pretty amazing card. So it's El Shaddoll Fusion. I'm surprised they're back at 3. But I guess without Construct, you can't abuse them. Well, especially El Shaddoll Fusion. Not really much to say about the traps. But I do want to pay a little attention to Core. Core was really helpful in getting me into Shiginaga. Because I think I only made Shiginaga once. She did something and she was wiped off the board, but I did like Core. Core does help. Core Core brings out a monster, which is very good because then I can use it to bring out more monsters. Or I can have it sit there and wall for me. It's a very good wall, very decent just card overall, and has a lot of support and a lot of supporting cast. To really benefit from Core. The only downside is if Core went to the graveyard, Necro Valley was probably on the field, and I couldn't utilize its full effect. But it did make good fodder for summoning Winda, or Shiginaga. And in terms of everything else, I mean, I had my staple set of Utopia support. Key Beetle was here to defend, especially with a lot of dark decks. If you have access to your rank 4s, then don't ever exclude them because the game mechanic says you can't play them. Game mechanic just says they go to one spot unless you control a link monster. You control multiple link monsters, then bam, we can easily just alright. So yeah, we Witches Apprentice. A lot of people are probably expecting me to run 3. Probably am at this point because I did not really find a use for Phoenix. And I really didn't have anything I wanted to discard for Phoenix, unless it was a Shaddoll, but a rare occasion where I had a Shaddoll and I made into a Phoenix. So I'm just gonna move Phoenix right there and put, there you go, and put my Wee Witches Apprentice there. Just because I like the set. The biggest downside is that Necro Valley shuts off her effects. I can't recover anyway. But if Necro Valley wasn't in play, then of course I would recover for her. Just because, just because of the fact that she just gives my board the additional stuff to link summon. I don't know if I can summon Decode Talker. I think I probably did like one game, but yeah, I mean, this is what I'm sticking with for right now, and I had a lot of fun with it, and I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope Jerome, if he gets a chance to see it, hope he enjoys it. I do apologize because my sleeping is kind of affecting me right now, but I wanted to at least get you guys this deck profile, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So thank you everyone for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, HPJ signing out. Take care everyone, and see you later.